Hi guys, welcome to a new FDMY 21 video. Today we are actually going to drain the oil because we've been meaning to do it for the last couple of episodes and I didn't bring home a 12mm Allen hex socket. But I've just been on Amazon, as I mentioned the other day, and bought a set, and they've all jumbled up already, but that's typical for all the tools here anyway, so that's fine. So we've got a large 1/2-inch ratchet. We're going to crack off these. We've got two tubs, one for the engine oil, one for the gearbox oil. We're going to drain all the oil. We've got some new oil. This is what I was talking about in one of the first episodes. This is the ATW90 Classic Gear Oil by Westway Lubricants, and this is a yellow metal safe gear oil, so it's a better spec. You don't just want to use any old gear oil for these, because otherwise you're going to end up ruining the gears. So you can use, I think it's 20W50 classic engine oil, and if you change it every year or two you'd be fine. That's what I originally did with Jurassic Panda next to me here, but I've been using the Westway oil since in Jurassic Panda, and I've now used it in Char, and now we're going to use it in here, so we've had no problems so far. We'll use that. So we've got our ratchet and the socket here. Here is the drain plug on the gearbox. It's just underneath the near side indicator, and a washer has just fallen off the car. No idea where that went. Oh well. Anyway, we're now just gonna stick the end of the socket in. It's a bit awkward to get to. Make sure it's all the way in there, and then crack it off. Undo it a bit more, and then obviously take it out, get ready with your bucket, and then I normally hold it up a bit because otherwise you never know where it's going to fire when you take the plug out. Almost at the end. He says it's going forever. There it is. And out comes the oil. Doesn't look too bad in fairness. But yeah, now we'll just let that drain out, and then we'll move on to the engine oil. So it's just occurred to me that we have two buckets, so I may as well just start draining the engine oil while I'm here. So let's, again, make sure it's all the way in, crack it off. Oh, that's nice. It wasn't actually too tight. Normally they're ridiculously tight. We've angled this one quite well, so I'm fairly happy that I don't have to. This is going to go everywhere now, isn't it? Let's take it out. There we go. All over the glove, but that's fine. Grab a wipe, put the plug on there. And there we go. Now we'll let that all drain out, and then we'll look at filling them all up. Okay, so we've just done up both drain plugs and moved the old oil out of the way, and I've just put the ratchet and 12mm Allen socket into the fill plug, which is sort of halfway up the front of the gearbox. I'm going to undo it from underneath. Just going to, it's going to be very tight now. Crack it off. Get it undone as much as we can. We'll pull that out, and then we'll try and find a suitable length of hose with a funnel so that we can fill up the gearbox. I believe it's about 2.5 litres of oil, which is quite good because the Westway oils comes with 5 litres, so it's enough to do 2 gearboxes exactly. And there we go. So as you can see, we've just positioned the tub back under sort of like the front of where the fill area is, and if we just go to the top now, we'll see that the fill hose that we've put into the fill plug is there with a funnel on top. Unfortunately, it's not the longest bit of hose, but we are now going to attempt to try and get 2.5 litres of classic gear oil, as you can see here. And I'm going to pour it off camera because when it goes everywhere, I don't want it to be on video. So there we go. Well, surprisingly, we haven't actually spilled any of the oil yet, which is great. I was having this vision that either the hose was going to fall out or the funnel was going to fall over, or I'd be too optimistic and it would fire out the end of the funnel, but we've been pretty good so far, so that's fine. Basically, we've put that tub under there so that when the fill plug is level with the, well, when the oil is level with the fill plug even, it'll trickle out and it'll trickle into the tub rather than trickling all over the driveway, which is already covered in oil anyway, to be honest, but there you go. So that's what we're going with. 2.5 litres will be level with the fill plug. I don't actually know how much we've put in yet because it's filling up quite slowly, rather annoyingly, but that's exactly how they are on these, especially the engine oil as well. That fills up very slowly, so you've got to be careful not to fire it all in at once. Okay, so as you can see, it's now trickling out from the fill plug. So I'm just going to grab my fill plug, and it's probably easier to go from underneath to put it back in. He says, remove the hose, and there's going to be a bit more oil, of course. Let that drain down. Obviously, you actually want to wait for it to come level, so I'm actually going to wait a moment before I put the fill plug back in. But you've seen me take it out, so you know what it looks like going back in. So we'll cut that there, but just wait until it's level, and then put the plug back in and do it up. So here we have brake and clutch cleaner, or actually what it is 10W40 Fiat Selenia oil, which is what we're going to be putting in the Panda today. I believe that's what's recommended. I mean, you use grades around that, but I'll go with roughly what's recommended. I probably should get a funnel out, but here we go. We're just going to pour it as it is. Yes, there we go. But yeah, this you have to pour quite slowly because the way the rocker is made, it doesn't allow it, like the newer 1.2s and the 500 and the newer Pandas, it doesn't allow it to drain down quite so fast. So we're going to have to do this quite slowly. But yeah, we're going to fill this up, and then we're not going to start it and check on the dipstick like we usually would, because I still need to change the fuel filter, and I've just spilt the oil everywhere. So we'll leave the video there. Thanks for watching. This is how to do a service. Obviously, at the end, you just need to remember to start it up, check the oil on the dipstick. If you need to top a bit more up, stick a bit more in. We'll be doing that after we've done the fuel filter, because I don't want to start it with all the crud in there. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Unfortunately, the cat was too busy to join us today. She had other plans.